While everyone has watched the breakup scene in Bollywood, my breakup was because of Bollywood. Back then, my girlfriend and I had hit a point where looking each other in the eye for more than 3 seconds felt like catching conjunctivitis, so we decided to surround ourselves completely in the dark for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yep, that's right, Bhool Bhulaiyaa 3 was in the theatres, baby. Now, as an avid fan of movies, I knew what I was getting into, which was Kartik Aaryan's dental scans, Tripti's career plans, 2 songs, 1 recycled title track, and some horrible VFX to wash it all down. And apparently some comedy, but since it was also in the mystery genre, I guess it was up to us to find out where that was. But she had no clue. She trusted my taste in movies and thought she was about to watch some state-of-the-art cinema. We came out of the theater half blind and fully depressed and thought, nothing could ever top this. Maybe this was a sign from the universe that we should stop seeing each other. And Bollywood films. Now, when I say Bollywood, I'm using it to mean Indian cinema as a whole because there are just way too many to list individually. And also, in today's era of geographical conflicts and North vs South comments, we should at least be happy that terrible films from every region are uniting Indian citizens like never before. But then, 3 months later, this popped up on my Netflix feed, and an hour into watching this movie, I tried to call her and tell, "Baby, I've seen the verse. I think we should get back together." Yeah, she never picked the call, just like I should have never picked this movie. But that's the thing about Bollywood and Hollywood. Indians think Hollywood is great, Americans think Bollywood is great, radical religious groups think God is great, but all of them are just equally delusional. One of them is not like the others, but hey, at least terrible films kill your time, and sometimes your will to live. Let's take Bollywood for instance. It's a glorious mishmash of romance, action and drama, where every protagonist radiates "I am the main character" energy, which yes, technically they are, but it's still annoying. Especially when a 60-year-old uncle is trying to act like he's 30. But does that mean Hollywood is great? Heck no. Sure, they are less pretentious and their actors don't pull off the main character vibe as hard, but that's only because we all know that the main character is played by VFX. In fact, Hollywood is so American in their operation that they still outsource most of their work to Asians at a third of the cost. Thought Nike was bad? Marvel's been selling you metaphorical shoes made by Indian dudes. Here's what both the industries have in common. Too many movie releases, too many actors, way too much budget, but too few writers. I understand as a writer you shouldn't give us too much respect also, but come on, if you keep repeating the same script, eventually, after watching 10 more mediocre films, we're gonna find out. At this point, even I could write a script and share it with you guys, but I'm not going to, in fear of Netflix accidentally watching this and deciding to make a movie out of it. But I can't help myself, so here's the gist. In Bollywood, you have the protagonist, aka the hero, because we still use archaic words like hero and villain since our audiences borrowed their mental model from the 70s. The hero is strong on the outside, but turns into a little pooky on the inside every time he meets the heroine. The heroine is soft on the outside and soft on the inside also, as she starts to cry within 2 minutes of every possible emotional speech made by her mom, dad, best friend, boss, maid, and of course the hero. Basically, when something bad happens, she cries. And don't worry, you won't miss a single sad moment. You couldn't even if you wanted to, because they'll tell you that it's a sad moment by playing sad music in the background. To the American folks, imagine Hans Zimmer but depressed. And if you watch enough movies, you'll realize that the music is more or less the same in all of them, which means there's some bloody composer out there who has copy-pasted his entire work in every film and is making millions every time a character cries. Talk about making easy money. Meanwhile, you're here watching this video, eating last night's food all alone and yes, very poor. Yeah, that's called breaking the fourth wall, which again you will not see in Bollywood. Then there's the bad guy, aka the villain. We don't care why he's bad, what his backstory is, what circumstances he's facing, or any bullshit like that. He is bad. Just acknowledge it, okay? Forget 3D movies, they don't even have 3-dimensional characters. The plot on the other hand, still not complicated. I wish I could pitch it in one sentence. Oh wait, I can. Hero has a challenge and he overcomes it. Which, to be fair, is the universal 3-act structure and is also seen in Hollywood. Hollywood follows the same template more or less. The only difference? Thanks to side effects of capitalism, labor is expensive here. And so they can't hire 500 extras to damage people and public property. What are they? The RSS? So they do it in post-production. Can't fight? Fix it in post. Can't build a set? Fix it in post. Can't reverse age? Fix it in post. What's that? Can't act also? Yeah, fix it in post. There's also song and dance, and if they are part of a Hollywood film, it's called a musical. By that definition, every Bollywood film is a musical, but that's a separate topic, which turns out some guy has already made a video on, so maybe just watch that. But I genuinely do feel sorry for Western singers. You've got Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars dancing and making music videos, promoting their albums every day and working their ass off. Meanwhile, Arijit and Anirudh just sprinkle a song into a movie and boom, #1 on the charts. But overall, these two long lost twins have a lot in common. Just look at the actors. You have the one who started with romantic films but now does action. The guy who releases 72 films a year and is occasionally patriotic. The one roped in for their looks, minimal acting and a hint of foreign ancestry. The offbeat face with intense performances. The walking cartoon who ruled the 90s comedy scene. The glam turned serious actress arc. The one with Greek god looks with a superhero role and a loyal female fan base. Forever stuck in the almost there category. The versatile one with psychologically loaded roles. The aging actress who's now doing better roles than ever. The method actor who disappears for 3 years and returns with a transformation. The elegant, mature and criminally underrated woman who carries every film she's in. I mean, we've got the same thing when it comes to directors too. The one obsessed with spectacle, scale and redefining the theatrical experience. The guy who loves blood, ego and morally questionable protagonists. Explosions, cops and a testosterone overdose. One talented female director you have to include so you don't seem anti-feminist. Crime, grime and the underbelly of society. Legacy directors known for emotional epics. Style over substance with slow-mo so long you forget what the scene was about. The wanderer, the dreamer, the romantic fool, and the aesthetic addict. And if you thought that wasn't enough, we also have a guy who was loved by all but turned out to be a sex offender. Okay, you know what? Maybe the audiences are different. Maybe they have different tastes, different styles, different preferences. Nope. In India, the majority of mass movies are made for people who come back after a hard day at work or class after listening to their boss, teacher or family yap about how poorly they are performing. They just want to vent or escape their life but have no one to talk to or be with. And so, they are angry and horny at the same time. Americans on the other hand are depressed, significantly behind on their mortgages and dealing with failing relationships. So they are sad and horny at the same time. So we make action for angry people and comedy for sad people. And romance for both because let's face it, we all are horny. It's either angry and horny or sad and horny. You either come for the actor or come for the series. You either die in a shootout or die in a stampede. And then there are the problems these industries are facing side by side. If in Hollywood it's go woke, go broke, in Bollywood it's use nepotism, face criticism. It's underacting versus overacting, diversity casting versus lame dubbing, cancel culture versus censor board, abortion versus feticide, same circus, different clowns. The movies being produced these days are equally shit on both sides. Here's the challenge a production house faces today. You can either choose an original script with fresh ideas, fresh faces that actually make the audience think, or you can just remake or sequel the same shit at a 300% profit. And they don't stop there. Once the film is shot, they make these poor actors promote it as well. It's not like they're hired just for their talent and the movie is allowed to speak for itself. What did they think this was? A reenactment of Mahabharata at Rangashankara? They've got to sell this shit because millions of dollars are on the line. So they talk to a Kapil Sharma or a Jimmy Fallon and answer stupid questions or play stupid games. You might have thought at least the awards are a lot better in the US. I mean, on one hand you have the Oscars, the most prized possession for all film artists in the world, and then you have Pan Bahar presents Sansoi Colors Stardust Award powered by Lux Cozy. There you have my man Ricky hosting the event, here you have Shah Rukh and Ranbir cross-dressing as hosts. There you get a well-rehearsed dance show, here you get an unrehearsed slap show. But you know what, Oscars are bad too. And that's not just because La La Land didn't win Best Picture in 2017, although yes, a part of me died inside when that happened. The real loss of credibility was when Natu Natu won Best Original Song in 2023. A song so original they spent 90% of the lyrics just saying dance. And if that wasn't enough, they made it the title of the song as well. Let's be honest, the song shouldn't have won anything. But since VFX and sound design had better contenders, Hollywood basically said, let's just give them something or Indians might riot, and Bollywood happily accepted the consolation prize. Mid recognizing mid. And my final argument to drive this all home, and I'm sure this is going to make you understand my point, is through a question. Which is worse? The fact that it took 22 years for DiCaprio to win an Oscar, or that Suraj Pancholi won a Filmfare Award on debut?